may not know that you're good at sales, but you are. The more that you have conviction in your product and you show the confidence and everything, plus the skills, then you're gonna be able to close at a higher percentage. All of that is when everything starts to click.
What are some of the other things that getting good at sales has sort of given you in your life? What are some of the other benefits of learning these skills, learning how to ask questions, how to ask the right questions of yourself, let alone other people?
Dude.
What else has this given you?
Picking up chicks. Picking up women, right?
I, as a married man, have no idea what you're talking about, but I'll have to take your word for it.
It helps you.
It does, yeah.
Trust me. And I feel like sales is the root for a lot of the major things that are happening right now. It's all sales. It's all freaking sales.
How did you keep the momentum going? Or like, at what point did you feel like this is starting to take off and I'm doing better at sales now? Like, this is working.
Well, here I'm gonna give you some two formulas that I learned from Alex Hormozi about sales, and it makes total sense. He says that skills times work ethic equals volume in sales.
Okay.
Skills times conviction equals higher closing percentage.
Okay. Sure.
In both formulas, there is a skills, right? So the more that you actually put in the time, the more you actually start working harder and stuff like that, and you always using your skills, you're going to be able to sell more. The more that you have conviction in your product and you show the confidence and everything, plus the skills, then you're going to be able to close at a higher percentage, right? So everything started to click when I packed up my sales calendar with a bunch of appointments, and all this started to like helping me just have several conversations where a lot of them didn't work. I started having feedback loops with my coach where I show them the recordings of my calls. I will just listen to my recordings at night because something happened, I didn't close for some reason, and then I'll have feedback loops with myself, right? That started to like really to help me develop the skills because I was getting feedback loops from two different people.
Okay.
I started getting feedback loops from my own self-realization that I did something wrong, and also someone else, a third party that had way better experience than me, and I'll bring in that sales call to that call. That was the coaching calls, right? And then I also made sure that I was positioned in the sales call as someone that actually transfers so much confidence that this is something that can be solved, that this is the best product in the world, that I'm gonna take care of them, right? Like they came into the best company to solve that issue, right? And using my skill sets, then that helped me ultimately close a lot more, right? So it was a combination of great feedback loops that I had, repetition, doing it a lot, right? And just always positioning myself as the authority in the call, but they're transferring that emotion that I need to transfer to the prospect throughout the entire call. All of that started clicking, and I started to sell way more. Of course, because I started doing it a lot, I got too busy where at the point that I needed to hire someone else to help me.
Sure.
But everything started clicking by really just training and going back to the trainings and like doing role plays also with my coach and stuff like that, and having a group of sales people that are also learning and are also at a good level or a better level than me, role playing with them, right? Role playing, objection handling, all of that is when everything started to click.
I'd love to ask you this too then, because this leads me right into it. Outside of obviously the financial aspect, because one of the things I love about sales is that you are in control of your income. What are some of the other things that getting good at sales has sort of given you in your life? What are some of the other benefits of learning these skills, learning how to ask questions, how to ask the right questions of yourself, let alone other people?
Dude.
What else has this given you?
So it's directly correlated in how well of a leader you can turn out, how well of a coach you can turn out, how well of a father, how well of a picking up girls, being a good husband as well.
Yeah,
It helps you.
it does. Yeah,
Trust me. And
I believe you.
I feel like sales is the root for a lot of the major things that are happening right now. Like, if you're a good leader, you're probably good at sales. If you are and you may not know that you're good at sales, but you are, because like leading, right, is influencing people, right,
Yeah.
without forcing them to do something.
Yeah, getting them to buy into a vision,
To
buy
buy
into
into
you,
vision.
buy into the future.
Which
yeah.
means that you're good at sales.
Yeah, very true.
Picking up chicks, picking up women, right? It means that at some point you potentially end up generating a lead by doing cold traffic, and then you get their attention. But then at the moment of like getting to know them, making them laugh, discovering them, and then closing, it's all sales.
Sure.
I'm just giving you an example. You know what I mean? Coaching.
I, as a married man, have no idea what you're talking about, but I'll have to take your word for it.
It's true. Hey, if you want to pick up more women, get good at sales.
You heard it here on the Close More Sales podcast.
Coaching. Like with coaching, the sales process, like if you want to get the best coaching and sales book ever, The Extraordinary Coach, it teaches you the framework of coaching and how extraordinary, the best coaches in the world actually influence others and lead others to become their better versions. It's all sales. It's all freaking sales. All right. The same framework you apply during a sales conversation with your prospect. I'm just telling you this because that's how it is. You know what I mean? Is there any other thing that I said? Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.